Hey everybody, it's Cindy here, and today I want to talk to you about defining yourself, deciding who you really want to be, who you are. Oftentimes we get caught up in roles that we play in life, in society, or we define ourselves by maybe who we've been known to be in the past, or sometimes we are defined by association with our family members or coworkers or clubs we belong to, things like that. And I don't mean that as a bad thing necessarily, but I'm here to tell you that I think it's worth considering to take some time of reflection and ask yourself who you think you really are. And if you like how you are putting yourself out there in the world, like, does your behavior line up with the values that you claim? For example, you may really want and believe that you're a very respectful, non-judgmental person. And then on the other hand, you may find yourself gossiping a lot with your friends, you know? So those kind of clash, right? Your behavior doesn't quite line up with what your value system may be. Or maybe you really believe in unconditional love when you are practicing your spiritual or religious life, and yet you might be harboring a lack of forgiveness or harboring resentment towards someone in your family or your life and not cleaning that up, not emotionally cleaning that up. Another thing is maybe your family has like a business that's passed down generation after generation after generation, or maybe everybody in your family is a school teacher, and so you think that if you're not one, or that you need to be one, or else you're not being respectful of the family, or things like that. You may believe these things, but those are just beliefs, and beliefs can be changed. It's okay to define yourself in your own unique way and be who you really feel you're meant to be. So if you're not feeling great about who you are or how you are acting in the world, here's some things to think about. Who are the 5 people that you spend the most time with? Just stop and think about that for just a minute. Who the 5 people are you spend the most time with? Now, these 5 people, you want the 5 people closest to you to be, or the 5 people you spend the most time with to be 5 people that you want to be like, or that you really admire their qualities and their behavior, because research shows that we become like the 5 people we spend the most time with. Okay? So be choosy about who you're spending your time with. And other people around you that you might spend a lot of time with, like maybe you have coworkers and you need to be around these people because you want to keep your job, but maybe some of them are not people that you actually want to emulate, yet you find yourself around them a lot and needing to work with them. And that's okay. You just want to, or maybe there's, people in your family that you see frequently, but you're not overly crazy about them if you're really honest about it. So with those kinds of situations, you want to put up boundaries as much as possible around the relationships. So we can interact with people, we can be polite with people, we can be respectful, we can work on committees with people, we can be on teams with people, we can mix with family in all kinds of occasions, big or small, and not take on qualities they have or attitudes they have that don't line up with who we really actually want to be. And I'm not trying to make other people wrong and us right, or it's not an us and them thing. It's simply knowing who you really want to be and how you really want to be, and then lining yourself up more with people like that. Like, one of the things that's really important to me is to be around people who believe in the importance of kindness in the world, the importance of taking personal responsibility in their lives, and also people who love to have conversation about all kinds of things, people who enjoy the arts, music, and sports, and a variety of cultural experiences, travel, things like that. So I like to be around. I find people like that very intellectually stimulating, emotionally stimulating, and then we also have a wide variety of things that we can enjoy together and share together. And so I look for that in people, because in my relationships, especially the closer I am to people, I want my mind stimulated. I want my spirit celebrated, and I want my kindness and compassion received. And I want to do a lot of fun things, including have great conversation, but also engage in lots of fun activities. So those are some of the things. But of course, I have people in my life that I will always keep in my life, to the best of my understanding, that are not like that. But I have boundaries around those relationships, so they aren't my most dominant relationships, and that I can find within those relationships good relationship qualities between us, or certain things that we can do well together, and just focus in on those things. So excuse me. So all of that is to say, you decide who you want to be and how you want to be. And then make sure you're surrounding yourself with people who support that by being like that in some way, or celebrating you, those aspects of you that you want to continue to grow and share. Another thing to keep in mind about defining yourself is by really knowing what your core genius is and acting on it. So your core genius, Jack Canfield teaches about this, as do others, but your core genius is something that you truly love to do, and probably do really, really well because you love to do it. So you're doing it as much as possible, hopefully. If you're defining yourself, I want you to make sure that you do know what your core genius is, or geniuses are, and make sure you're engaging in those a significant amount of the time. This is probably wrapped around your purpose, what you're meant to do in life, or a ministry you're meant to provide, or a skill you're meant to share, or a way you're meant to serve the world. That is really, you are just very, very good at it and enjoy it. You're very stimulated when you do it. You do it all day long and for free. Like Julia Roberts said in an interview once many years ago, she said, "If I love acting so much, I'd do it for free." She said that, which of course we know she makes millions of dollars doing it. But that's because she's so great at it. It's her core genius, or probably one of her core geniuses, right? And that's how I want you to feel about yourself and the things you spend your time on. You spend your time focusing on, and the work that you do. Especially if you're, how you pay your bills. I hope and pray you're enjoying what you're doing to be able to pay your bills. And I hope and pray that it's in your core genius, because that's ideal. That's the ideal situation, is that you're working what you're passionate about, what you're doing well at, and you're getting compensated for that kind of thing. So we define ourselves, society tries to define us certain ways. Like if you're a mother, that must mean this about you. If you're a middle class white male, that must mean this about you. If you're you're an elderly person, that must mean this about you. So we have these norms and these rules in society that try to define people. Or if you're a member of that family, that means this about you. Or if you're a member of that church, that means this about you. So we have these things, these expectations that people have around other people. But I want you to not focus on that. And instead, you decide what it means that you are you and that you belong to this organization, or that you live in this community, or that you do this work, or that you hang out with these 5 people, or whatever, and have it be, be genuine about it. You will be happier and more successful in every single area of your life, and healthier in every single area of your life, the more that you take 100% responsibility for who you are, who you want to be, how you want to be, and the more you line up every minute of your life in congruence with those things that you decide for yourself. It's no one else's decision but you. So anyway, that's my thought for today, and I hope it was helpful, and I'll talk to you again soon. Mwah.